skilled and talented artists are making money, are successful, and I am one of those skilled artists. Oh, so I am the art fairy, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience selling my art for the very first time at the park. So, I'm from New York, and there's this park called Washington Square Park. It is notoriously known known for its ability to connect people. You have people dancing on one side, people rapping on another, people playing music, people bring instruments and play music and make revenue off of their talents. Like, it's a space for creatives, for people who love to dress up, people who are into fashion. It's just a hub. It's like New York's hub for creatives. Like, you can do anything there. To be honest, anything happens at Washington Square Park, which can sometimes be kind of a bad thing, but for the most part, it's good. For the most part, it's amazing. You always have an amazing time when you go to Wash. So, I am the art fairy, and I make prints of my art, and I sold it for the very first time by myself at the park. And so here's my experience. So, I was pretty nervous coming in because I sometimes feel like I have a hard time performing the way I want to. And I don't mean performing like I have to put on a performance, performing as in like when it comes to communicating with people. Sometimes I feel like I have a hard time communicating when I'm by myself in social situations. Just because the thoughts like, oh my God, am I gonna be understood? Like, so sometimes it's usually nice for me to have like a friend with me so I can feel more comfortable. But this time I was by myself. Really pushed to do it by myself because I needed to learn to trust myself. Like, I trust myself to create art. I trust myself to post and make content. I trust myself to wake up on time. I trust myself to do what I need to do for my business and for myself. But I needed to learn how to trust myself when it came to promoting and talking and building connections in person. Like, I needed to get rid of that fear on my own. So doing that really made me like, oh, like I can do this. Like, I can do this again and again and again and again. So that was amazing. I love that I got that message to myself out of that experience. And I love that it was because of my art and no other thing. I feel like because my art is so personal to me, the fact that I had to explain it over and over again to a multitude of people, it was just like that wall was kind of broken down because I wasn't afraid to be vulnerable with strangers. And for some people, that's easy, but for me, I thought it was going to be harder than it was, but it wasn't that bad because I knew what I was talking about. I knew that. I had to do it so I could prove to myself that I could do it. Yeah. That was a really nice experience for me. I really did need that. So, yeah. Okay. Something else that I enjoyed at selling at Washington Square Park. Compared to selling online and putting my art online, you do lack that personal connection that you have with people. Like, I heard so many stories from people from different walks of life, different places in the world, different countries, different states, and they all came to hear what I had to say. And my art pulled them in. My art pulled them in to walk over, to take time out of their day to walk over and say, what's this about? And I was just like, that, looking back, it was like, wow, like that's truly impactful because not a lot of people can do that. And I feel very proud of myself because I put myself out there in a way that I never would have thought that I would. But I knew that I needed to do it. Like, I felt it in my heart and my soul. I was like, I need to go outside and do this. Mind you guys, it was 20 to 30 degrees. I was wearing heels because, of course, I was wearing heels. And I had double socks on, and I had one pair of pants under my jeans. And oh my God, I was out there for 6 hours. I was out there from 11 to like 5:30, 5:40, and 6, 7 hours. And I was freezing by the end of it. Like, I was cold. Not even by the end of it. Like, I had to go take a 15-minute break to go get a slice of pizza and to warm up. I came back, I was cold, and then by the end of the day, when I was done, my feet were freezing. Like, I don't even think I could feel them. I don't even think I could feel my feet. Oh my gosh, but it was worth it. It was 100% worth it. Just next time, I'm gonna make sure to layer up even more because it's freezing outside, like, duh. But it's worth it. I'm definitely gonna do it again. Because it was fun. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. You build connections with a lot of people, and it really humbles you because people are going through things that you can't even imagine yourself going through. And I've went through things that people can't imagine themselves going through. So it's definitely like, it's like you see yourself within these people, and these people can see what they may like about the world in your art. And I feel like that's really cool because that's what art is supposed to do. That's my whole thing. That's what beauty is supposed to do. It's supposed to evoke that emotion of intrigue and wonder and magic. Yeah, so that was amazing. That was a one of one experience to just hear what everyone had to say about my art, about their lives, and how much they like my art because of what it meant to me. And that's really special because the piece that I was selling was very close to me. And the fact that people saw how important it was to me, really, really healed me, really just helped me see, like, wow, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. Okay, so something else. This is probably going to be the last thing I talk about. Maybe I'm probably going to keep rambling, to be honest. But something else that I learned while I was being there was that artists are successful. Like, the whole narrative that pursuing an art career isn't sustainable. It isn't sustainable because you're making art. Nobody wants to buy that. That whole rhetoric is super false. Like, super, super, super false. I think with art, what makes it challenging is that the space for artists is not created already. There's a space created for lawyers, space created for doctors, space created for veterinarians, I don't know. But space created for more corporate systems. But there isn't already a space established for artists. Artists usually have to make that space themselves, and that's what makes art so cool. That's what makes being an entrepreneur of your own art business so cool, is because you make your own platform. Nobody made that for you. Nobody made it for you. The system, the government, nobody made it for you. So I think that's why it can be more difficult for artists. But I feel like as long as you have that talent, that grind, that work ethic, you have a message that you want to give out to people, you're charismatic, you just have that life force inside of you that is pushing you to make art, and you're doing what you have to do to make that happen, you're gonna be successful. And yeah, if you want to pursue art, or even if you have a family member that wants to pursue art, don't bash them, or don't bash yourself for wanting to do that, because I feel like if anything, they need even more support, because like I said, there aren't platforms for artists that are already really established, unless you're like a super celeb or, something like that. But yeah, it's definitely support, definitely encourage, because that's what a lot of artists need, because it's not that easy. But it's possible. It's definitely possible. I feel like the government and people in society try to push creatives away from leaning into their creative passion, because that just pushes them into the workforce. That just pushes them into the 9 to 5 or to a corporate job. And Obviously, if you're working like in the medical field, or like you're gonna become a lawyer or some, or a teacher or something like that, you have that passion, then that's cool. That's great. But a lot of creatives, a lot of artists, their art, their passion for art, their talent is diminished. Like their light is like covered because they are pushed into 9 to 5s, into corporate systems, because they don't believe that they can do it. And I feel like society keeps perpetuating that belief so they can get more workers. They can get more workers, because if you go into art full time, more than likely you're gonna be an entrepreneur. You're gonna be working for yourself, and society doesn't want you to work for yourself. The government does not want you to work for yourself. The government wants you to work for the government, and that's how it is. They make more money off of you. They make more money off of you giving up on your dream. So, yeah, I definitely learned that. I already knew that it was possible for me, because like I can feel it. Like I can feel that I'm going to do amazing in all of my art endeavors. But that just gave me like, that allowed me to, that experience at Washington Square Park allowed me to attach that idea to a person outside of myself. Like I could see it, and it was tangible, you know? So I was like, wow, like this is really possible. And I got some great advice, truly appreciative. The support and the love was given so much at Wash. I felt it a lot. I really do appreciate everyone who was there. My friend who showed up by the end to help me out. It was an amazing time. And yeah, I really just feel like I feel so blessed to have the talent that I do, because it has connected me to a deeper part of myself. And it has connected me to hundreds of people that I would not have encountered otherwise. And the fact that there are so many artists that think the same way as me when it comes to art is so beautiful, because sometimes being an artist can be isolating, especially when it comes to the creative process. So being in spaces where you can share that same passion is really, really cool. Really cool. And I'm just glad. I'm just really glad that I put myself out there. And it's like that really taught me I needed to put myself out there to create the cycle. I needed to put myself out there to continue the cycle of creation. And because my creation was given to someone, and then they might be inspired by that creation and make something of their own, or buy again from me, buy again from someone else. And it's like that cycle is going to continue. And yeah, I'm so glad that people have my art to put in their spaces. People have my art, put it in their rooms, put it in their homes, and I'm so glad that it's there. It's like I have all these little extensions of me everywhere, and I don't even know where they're going, but I know that that tether I have to my art, like, is felt. It's really felt, and I can feel it. And I'm just so overjoyed with the experience. I cannot wait to do it again. And yeah, moral of the story is put yourself out there, trust your art, trust yourself. That's what I needed to do, because without that, I wouldn't even have been able to make this video or experience what I did. So, because the beauty is out there, and with art, I created that beauty for myself and for others. Like, that's literally what I've been saying. It's possible. So yeah, live your life the way you want to live your life. Live your life the way you want to live your life. Continuously use art as a magnet to beauty, because art is a magnet. That is exactly what art does. Bring beauty into your life. Try new things out. Do new things. And literally live life. Live life. Okay, that's the end of the video. I'm really excited to make some new pieces to sell, make some new pieces that people were really interested in at Washington Square Park. And I'll be back very, very soon. Have a magical day. Conversations with the Art Fairy. Bye, bye, bye.